All right, Nerd Fam, it's time for the solar-powered throwdown nobody asked for, but everyone needs. We're talking Apollo versus Superman. Two gods among men. One's the blueprint, the other's the remix. Who's stronger? Who's faster? And would Batman just show up and ruin it anyway? We're breaking it all down. Feats, fighting styles, and why this fight is way deeper than just laser eyes and tight abs. Let's go. If gods walked among men, they would look like this. On one side, Superman, the last son of Krypton, raised under Earth's yellow sun, protector of Metropolis, and one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe. On the other side, Apollo, engineered perfection, a solar-powered machine created not from alien legacy, but as a human response to the impossible. At first glance, they seem almost identical. Both draw power from the sun. Both can fly, move at incredible speeds, and bring a building down with a single punch. But beyond the surface, these two are entirely different creatures, shaped by different worlds, built on different ideals, and driven by contrasting beliefs. But if they were to go up against each other, who do you think would win? Before you answer, let's look at who they are. Superman is the iconic hero. Born as Kal-El, he was rocketed from the dying planet Krypton and raised by a kind Kansas couple. He grew up with compassion, a sense of justice, and the burden of being the symbol of hope for humanity. To the world, he's invincible. To himself, he's just a farm boy trying to do the right thing in a complicated world. Apollo, on the other hand, is a creation of the 21st century, a member of the Authority, a team that doesn't wait for disasters to strike, they strike first. Apollo was part of a government superhuman program, engineered to be a living weapon. He's brash, modern, and unapologetically powerful. His morality is more flexible. He's not here to inspire, he's here to end problems. So, the first major difference? Superman is a savior. Apollo is a solution, but it's going to coup up a restart. Now let's look at abilities and power. Superman has the kind of power that defies logic. Super strength, super speed, invulnerability, heat vision, X-ray vision, freeze breath, flight, you name it. Under a yellow sun, he is a god. He can push planets, outrace light, survive a supernova. The upper limit of Superman's power has always been a moving target, which is part of what makes him so fascinating. Just when you think you've seen it all, he does something new. Apollo is more streamlined. His power set mirrors Superman's in many ways: strength, speed, invulnerability, and energy projection. But it's solar-based, directly. Without sunlight, Apollo weakens fast. In full sunlight, he can take on almost anything the universe throws at him. His solar flare attacks can level city blocks. His strength rivals Superman's own. But there's a ceiling to Apollo's power that's more clearly defined, which makes him operate within the parameters he was designed for. Looking at philosophy and methods, Superman operates under a strict moral code. No killing, protect the innocent, inspire others to be better. He's reactive and only responds to threats rather than seeking them out. He believes in redemption, in second chances, in the fundamental goodness of humanity. When Superman fights, he's trying to stop the conflict with minimal damage and maximum preservation of life. Apollo doesn't have time for such niceties. As part of the Authority, he operates under a philosophy of save the world by conquering it. Threats are eliminated before they become problems. Dictators are removed preemptively. Apollo and his team don't wait for the villain's monologue, they end the fight in the first panel. His morality is pragmatic, the greatest good for the greatest number, even if it means getting blood on his hands. Superman asks, how can I save everyone? Apollo asks, how can I solve this permanently? Finally, let's look at their combat styles. In a fight, the differences become stark. Superman holds back, always. He's constantly calculating how much force to use, how to minimize collateral damage, and how to protect bystanders. He's arguably more powerful than Apollo, but he restrains himself because great power requires great responsibility. Apollo fights to win, period. He'll use whatever force is necessary to end the threat. If a building needs to come down to stop a villain, then the building comes down. He's not careless, he's efficient. The Authority exists to make the hard choices Superman won't make. He never holds back. He eliminates any obstacle in his way. Now that we know who they are, let's put them in a hypothetical situation. Curtains, please. The sky tears open above the Pacific. A blaze of gold arcs through the stratosphere, trailing shockwaves and solar fire. Apollo descends like a wrathful star, his body radiating heat that warps the clouds around him. Light bends, the atmosphere sizzles. At his heels, gravity itself seems to falter under the weight of his fury. From the east, cutting through the sky like a red streak of vengeance, comes Superman. He doesn't slow. The collision is instant, violent, and cosmic. Two titans slam together mid-air with force that ruptures the cloud line, hurling shockwaves across thousands of miles. Naval radars flicker. Birds fall from the sky. The ocean below thrashes violently, reacting to the gods waging war above. Apollo is relentless. He drives Superman backwards, his strikes thunderclaps in rapid succession. Each blow is backed by the sun, every movement charged with the energy of a living fusion reactor. His fists glow brighter than anything natural. The sky glows with the aftermath of their conflict: gold, red, and searing white. Superman answers in kind. He moves faster, hits harder. He's not fueled by fury, but by precision. Every counter is calculated, every motion deliberate. He absorbs the onslaught and responds with shockwave punches that crater the clouds. The sonic boom trails reach the upper atmosphere, carving lines into the firmament. They spiral through the heavens, fists and elbows and knees clashing in an aerial ballet of pure power. Apollo breaks through Superman's defenses and hurls him toward the sea. The Man of Steel vanishes into the Pacific in a flash of red and white. The explosion creates a vortex miles wide, water sucked upward before crashing back down. But Superman rises again. Before the mist settles, before the waves recover their rhythm, he rockets upward, streaming water like steam, and slams into Apollo with a vengeance that sends both reeling into orbit. Space bends to their battle. The edge of Earth becomes their arena. Satellites shatter on contact. Bits of solar panel and data core scatter like stars. They fight in silence now, where no sound exists, only motion, light, and force. Apollo catches Superman by the cape, hurling him like a comet across the upper atmosphere. The cape whips through solar winds as Superman flips mid-flight and charges once more. They meet above the mesosphere. Apollo's glow, now a sun-born aura, blazing bright enough to cast shadows on the moon. Superman's silhouette cuts through it, clean, sharp, unstoppable. The red of his cape flickers like fire, battered by Apollo's heat. Apollo ascends higher, drawing in more solar power, faster than any being has a right to. His body becomes a beacon, blinding, humming with untamed energy. A living sun man. He stretches his arms, and from his palms erupts a blast wide enough to swallow continents. Superman vanishes into the flare. Light engulfs the horizon. The world below dims. Time seems to halt. Then, movement. From within the solar inferno, Superman bursts forward, scorched but unshaken. He rockets into Apollo with such force that their descent becomes a falling star visible across hemispheres. They plummet back toward Earth in a tangled mass of muscle and fury, their impact imminent. They crash into a remote desert. The Earth shudders. Glass cracks in cities hundreds of miles away. A mushroom cloud of dust and plasma surges upward, eclipsing the sun. Craters bloom beneath them like wounds. But the battle doesn't pause. They rise again through rubble and dust, ascending in tandem like opposing gods. Apollo tries to ascend higher, to catch the sun's direct gaze. Superman intercepts him mid-climb. He grabs Apollo and hurls him through a mountain, carving a valley in seconds. Apollo emerges, eyes blazing, energy sparking off him like lightning in a magnetic storm. The battle drifts westward now, through airspace, through clouds that dissolve at their passing. Windstorms erupt in their wake. Their clash over cities is brief but unforgettable. Skyscrapers sway, glass rains down like crystal confetti. They streak across the night sky, Apollo a lance of gold, Superman a blade of crimson. They race around the curvature of the Earth, their battle looping the globe in minutes. Then Superman changes tactics. He ascends, fast and deliberate, cutting through the thinning layers of atmosphere. Higher still until even the solar wind begins to fade and the stars burn sharp against the velvet black. He breaks the bounds of the sunlit hemisphere, crossing into the Terminator line where Earth's curve turns from gold to shadow. Apollo follows, a blazing figure streaking upward, still radiant, still drawing power from the sun's full gaze. The heat coming off him crackles the void, his silhouette seething with superheated plasma. He is a golden missile aimed at defiance, confident and untouchable. But as they rise over the arc of Earth, the world turns between them and the sun. Suddenly, the light is gone. The sun slips behind the planet's bulk, and with it goes Apollo's endless supply of energy. The brightness around him flickers. His aura sputters, uneven now, like a dying star behind a curtain of shadow. He doesn't stop rising, but his speed falters. His breathing grows heavier. The furnace within him starts to cool. Superman does not falter. With calm, punishing rhythm, he closes the distance. No glow surrounds him, no sound, no spectacle, only inevitability. He drives a punch into Apollo's ribs, sending a ripple through the god's entire frame. Another to the jaw, another to the gut. Each blow lands with seismic weight, a crescendo of silent impacts echoing in the vacuum. Apollo tries to fight back. His fists swing wide, clumsy now, losing speed and heat. His strikes, once sun-forged hammers, now land with the dull weight of exhaustion. The gleam in his eyes begins to fade, pupils tightening as his solar core flickers low. Superman seizes his arm, twists and spins. The two spiral downward, drawn by the moon's pale gravity. They plummet through space like twin meteors locked in descent. The stars blur past them. Cold vacuum swallows their momentum until only their mass remains to finish the fall. Then, the moon takes them. They crash into the far side, into a barren plain of ancient craters and powdered regolith. The impact blossoms outward, pulverizing rock, hurling dust miles into the airless sky. Fractures web across the surface. Debris rises and hangs there, caught in low gravity like ash in still water. A new crater is born, wide and deep and permanent. Stillness returns. In the middle of the blast zone, Apollo lies broken, embedded in lunar rock. His chest rises and falls with a slow, strained flow. The glow beneath his skin is faint now, dim gold behind layers of cooling flesh. He twitches, trying to rise, but his limbs betray him. His body is a drained engine, sputtering on fumes. Superman hovers above him. There is no glow around him, no fire, no theatrics, only presence. His body bears the marks of war, scorched suit, torn cape, bruised skin, but he stands tall, calm, unshaken. Dust floats around him like snow suspended in a glass sphere, catching starlight in quiet arcs. The void between them is silent. There are no last strikes, no declarations, only stillness and breath and the monumental quiet of spent power. The moon, ancient and indifferent, bears the scar of their conflict. The earth hangs in the sky beyond, vibrant and alive, unaware of the gods who just waged war for its future. Superman watches it now, blue, battered, spinning, waiting. And the curtains close. What do you think? So who takes it? Is it Big Blue, or does Apollo come in with that Wildstorm flex? Let us know who you think wins in the comments, and if you've got a dream matchup you want us to cover next, drop it down below. Smash that like button if you love these comic debates. Subscribe for more breakdowns, reviews, and chaos from the nerd multiverse. And hey, check out our other videos on superhero showdowns, Green Lantern hype, and more comic book madness. Peace.